Hey guys, it's Ryan and I'm from Wandering Free.
Mack Daddy's trying to get out, going back across the creek. This will be that fun. Watch this. Nope, I don't do water. Yes, you do. You're a water dog. Go, go, go!
As you guys know, we just recently completed Cape York and the Old Telly Track. We had an absolute blast. If you haven't already seen the videos, go back, check them out. And the people who have seen them, you would know that we took our little pup Mack.
So since we've done that, we've had a fair few questions from people asking about doing Cape York with a dog and the Old Telly Track with a dog and everything like that. So we thought, why not make a video and let you guys know our experience and what we recommend if you should take your dog to Cape York.
Righto, let's jump straight into the questions. Righto guys, question number one is, why did we choose to take Mack to Cape York?
Personally, I think, well, we travel full time. We're on the road full time. Yeah. Even if we work, we're still in the van, living in the van.
Yeah.
So we have a dog full time. Like, yes. We're not just holidaying from home.
And we're not like most who sold their house and everything and they have a pup, so then they take the pup. We actually literally chose to get
and
Mack.
we want to experience
after
all
2
these,
years of being in the van and everything.
Yeah,
so.
we want to take him with us to these places and let him experience these places and go, we went there with our dog. Like, he's part of our family. Like, he is for sure our family now.
He's like, I don't know.
So
it's crazy
for us, it's a different thing. Like, than having dogs. I think it would be different. Like, if we were at home and we had, like, if we had a home, had a house, had a dog at home and we were doing trips away, it could be very different. I don't know if we would have gone, okay, we'll take the dog, or no, we'll organise for someone to look after the dog at the home. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
But because we're travelling full time and there was only, which we'll get into later, certain spots we couldn't go into, we went, no, we're happy to take him. We made the commitment when we got him. We knew what we were getting into when we got him about not being able to go to certain places, and we wanted to take him with us.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah, we didn't want to not take him. We had the opportunity to put him in a kennel or send him to be looked after, like, by my parents or anyone, but we decided that we wanted to
The other thing too for him too is we've spent every day with him since we got him. Like, we did not want to, I don't know. Because we were up there for 6 to 8 weeks. Ryan thinks
it's because of him, but I think it's because of us.
Yeah.
It's our separation anxiety.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, so places we missed out on. What did we miss out on? What places?
Well, number one, like, first thing that comes to my mind was Usher Point. We missed out on Usher Point.
That's National Park?
That is a national park, so you can't take him up there. So that's north of the Jardine River. It's one of the first destinations on the right as soon as you cross the Jardine.
I think it's 70 or 80 k's towards the east.
Yeah, heading straight to the coastline. From the photos, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, so we had to drive past that one, which it does suck. Like, at the end of the day, it does suck. But I don't know. When you have him,
you make the choice.
You
know you're going to miss out on that. Another place was Chili Beach.
Chili Beach, missed out on that, yeah.
Which is before it's quite low. It's just after, it's a bit after Cooktown, isn't it? It's
I think so, yeah.
It's between Cooktown and the Old Telly Track.
Yeah.
So Chili Beach was one that would have been good to go into. We've heard mixed reviews about it.
Yeah.
But again, you can't take dogs in there. But we knew that. All of the places, we knew that you couldn't take dogs.
Literally, yeah.
Another place that you could potentially miss, well, you can't take dogs into, is Fruit Bat Falls or Elliot Falls.
Yeah, and Twin and is it Saucepan? Is also at
which
Elliot
is
and Twin,
part of Elliot and Twin Falls.
Yeah.
So that's Fruitbat Falls. That's somewhere you can't take dogs into. It's all
So,
national park.
Literally, even though they are on the old telly track, or it's still accessible, obviously, from the PDR, but...
And you can also miss them on the old telly track. You don't have to go into them.
Yeah.
You can actually get through without
turn
going
off to the
through
side.
there. Yeah.
But as soon as you take the turn off to both of them, they have a big sign there, National Park, no domestic animals. So that is definitely somewhere that you could miss out on. We're about to go through, but also we're going to answer the questions of what you could possibly do and ways to get around it. Obviously, you're not going to step foot in a national park. That's just the rules, and that's the way it is. But
that's it.
But
the rest of the old telly track, there was nowhere else on the old telly track that you cannot be without domestic animals.
Yeah, and there was pups
everywhere. Whether it's a dog, whether it's a cat, whether it's whatever. Yeah. We saw a lot of dogs. We had him. We only took him places that we were allowed to take him. We followed the rules, everything like that. Yeah. The entire telly track, apart from those falls, you can have domesticated animals. Yeah, we could have them at Allen Beach,
like all the touristy sorts of Cape Bedford and all that sort of stuff. Like all the
everything
touristy,
allows
the
dogs.
things that you see. That
once you get up the tip, they allow dogs everywhere. Yeah, pretty much.
5 beaches, the tip, like we say at Loyalty, obviously, and
Aloo, but even I think most of the other places,
Punson was dog friendly too, because we actually took Mack there for pizza. Yeah, we did. That was certainly dog friendly, and I'm trying to think. I can't really think of anything else that we really missed out on, to be honest.
No. That was the 3 things that are the major places that kind of like no dogs allowed, hey? Yeah,
pretty much. Which
the 2
popular
of them, areas.
Which Chile and Usher, like, they're sort of, it's a fair hike in, isn't it? So you're like, how do you word that?
You almost need to camp there or know that you have a whole day to get there and back and dedicate an entire day on your trip to go there anyway.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah.
I personally, like...
We might as well hit the question of how to get around it now. Like, we might as well keep going.
Yeah, so...
What do you reckon?
I think a potential workaround, like if you're wanting to go into the falls and stuff like that, your potential work... And I mean, this is even if you want to go into any of it, really.
Oh, for sure.
Your potential workarounds are you either work out someone you can catch a ride with and you can then leave the dog or the cat or whatever in your car. I mean, Usher pointing that's not practical though. To go into the falls, this is a practical idea.
Yeah.
You leave your car outside of the falls, like outside of where the signage is.
Yeah.
Where they say no domesticated animals. You have like a
windows
fan on. Windows
12-volt fan on inside, yep.
And the temperature has to be cool.
You're going to do it before 9 o'clock.
We did this early in the morning.
7 o'clock we were there.
This was early... Overcast day, raining.
Yeah.
Like
I actually didn't want to put the fan on him because I'm like, we had jumpers on. I'm like, does he really need a fan? Is he gonna like, you know?
Is he gonna be too cold?
Yeah.
And like that's your option with that, or you try and find, and you need to then obviously catch a lift in with someone else if you do something like that and you're parking outside of the signs.
Which like most people are in a group, obviously.
Or you find someone that is willing to look after your dog for that time. When you can go in and enjoy the falls. And that also works for if you're going to Usher Point or Chili Beach.
Literally.
Another thing I will say that I
forgot. Find another dog couple, like another couple that have a dog.
Absolutely.
Look after your dog and then...
Yeah, and do like a switcheroo.
Yeah, literally,
you look after their dog and your dog for the day, and then the next day or later in the day, you switch over and you both get to enjoy the falls because there is people that go with dogs. There is a lot of people that go with dogs.
There's dogs everywhere up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the amount of people that would stop and pat Mack or even with other dogs see their reaction, they obviously miss their dogs and they're like, oh, we wanted to take them but we just weren't sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people aren't sure. And I mean, the information we could find, we found a bit of information, but it still felt limited. You still felt is there dogs allowed here? Is there not? So you're asking every place you go, do you allow dogs? Do you not? So it was good to know that there is a lot of places that do allow them. And we didn't do anything that wasn't not allowed because I think that was my biggest thing. I don't want to break any rules and do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Especially while we're filming. Like,
we have 103 plus outside the car. Like, it's going to be not that hard. Like,
to begin with, I don't want to do the wrong thing, but adding to it that we're broadcasting it, I then don't want other people taking their dogs there and thinking that it's okay to take their dogs there, because we did. I want, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You want people to have
100%.
confidence in the fact that, okay, well, Wandering Free took their dog there, so it's a place that allows dogs.
Yeah, for
sure. And it's safe for dogs to be there.
Another thing too, like, we obviously didn't take the van up there, which next trip we'll definitely be taking the van.
Yeah.
That's another video, but we certainly, like, for me personally, I reckon if you had the van there, there's actually a camp right on the PDR, right off the turnoffs to Fruitbat, Elliot, Twin, and Saucepan. It was pretty busy, like, I'm not going to lie.
But you'd have to get early in the morning.
Yeah, try and get there when someone's leaving, that sort of stuff. And to be honest, everyone's sort of, well, it's the Cape. Everyone's up there having a good time. No one really cares if your park's on too close to each other. Everyone's aware of how popular in the population and everything at the time. But you literally can just park your van out there, and I think we timed it, and from memory it was like 20 minutes driving in. It was corrugated as, but so we were obviously not hooting. 20 minutes in, and you can literally do the falls. I reckon give yourself hit Fruitbat as well. Give yourself a couple hours. So your pup's only in the van for a couple of hours. It's
if you're okay with that. Like, we leave Mack. Mack has always been in the van. So since we got him, as Ryan said before, we have been in the van. Yeah. He's used to van life. We can leave him in the van.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He is a very, very well-behaved
dog too,
little dog. Yeah. And he knows, like, I don't know, he won't go to the bathroom.
Oh, he just goes to sleep.
He's just... Yeah. He sleeps, so we leave toys out, we leave all sorts of little puzzles and stuff, and, like, he's content. Literally. So that's all fine. It obviously depends on your dog, and if you're comfortable in leaving your dog in your van, it's not going to rip your door off.
Literally, yeah. And if you've got a mad setup where you can have, like, you've got that crazy 12-volt setup where you can have the aircon running, like, even if it's cool when you leave and you turn it off, or you can just run it for, like, 2 hours, get back sort of thing.
That's it. There's other options. Like, we would have had so many more options if we had the caravan up there, because there's so many times where we would have gone, okay, Matt can chill out in the van for a few hours and we
Which
can
he
go
does on a daily basis. We go to work. Yeah,
that's like exactly right.
We're not Rockefeller, so we still have to work. We do our bit there, so he's accustomed to being in the van. Hey?
He doesn't know any different.
No.
He, like, you can see him right now.
Look at it.
Thinks he owns the place.
He thinks he owns it. Oh.
He has no. He's not even listening to us right now. He's like, okay, I'm out. I don't even care. There's a light on. I'm done.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, there's other places like there's tours once you get to the tip. Like, you can do charters and the Thursday Island tours and things like that. A lot of those places will look after your dog. Or if you
dog sitting, mate. I could not believe the amount of places.
Even if you go up, I think at Loyalty
it was,
if you went up to the caravan, which we didn't find out till after, but if you went up there, they would actually mind your dog when you went for, like, your helicopter tours and your fishing. If you went out, they have boats to hire. If you go out in boats to hire, they will actually mind your dog while you go and do that.
Which is kudos to them. Like, that is awesome.
Yeah, well, I think that's great. Like,
it's obviously looking after themselves in a way. Yeah. That way then there's no excuse. You can go on that helicopter flight you've always wanted to do, or go on a charter or whatever.
Absolutely.
But and the girls in the office of, even the bloke there, he's just like, man, we'll look after him, we'd love to. Like, they're just, I don't know, everyone up there is just so cheerful and so happy to be there.
But there's definitely workarounds with having a dog up there. If you want to do certain things that don't allow dogs, there's workarounds if you ask the question, or if you can try and make it work with someone or yourself. Like, if you have a caravan and you're happy to leave the dog in it, you're sorted, and it's obviously not too hot, or you can run an aircon or something like that, or, you know, there's workarounds. I honestly believe that. Like, we 100%. Definitely struggled a lot more up there being just in the swag. We were very nervous about just leaving him in the swag. And it was not because of... It wasn't because of his reaction to being in the swag. It's because people could access him. Yeah. And I was... we were both...
We might be a bit biased, but it's a beautiful part. We do worry sometimes someone's going to pinch him for the wrong reasons and all that sort of stuff.
There's wrong reasons why people steal staffies, and we are very, very conscious of that. And we are so pedantic on not leaving him out when he's not supervised because of that reason. Otherwise, he's fine. Literally. Like, we know he's fine, but it's you don't know who's around and who's watching and who knows he's there.
Like, at Loyalty, we left him in the swag, and then we'd go back and check on him, like, every half an hour. We went and got fish and chips at the restaurant there. It's on the water, watch sunset. It's absolutely awesome. But our biggest concern was, if you didn't already know, there is, like, a fair population of dogs.
Stray dogs.
Stray dogs there, so we were a bit worried about that. But because at the end of the day they got mesh in between them. But we're very lucky our pup is nowhere near inclined for that. So he's just chill and more so like, wow, you know. They may have come up to him, I'm not too sure, but every time I went check on him, he was snoring his head off. So
he's very, I don't know, I wouldn't say he's timid. Like, he just wants to play with every dog. He's not aggressive.
When it's time to be protective, it's time to be protective.
He can be
sure.
very, very protective of us.
Definitely, especially of her. Like, not so much of me. He doesn't care about me, but.
So one thing in the Cape that we did as well as we do everywhere else, as we said before, we respect the rules of where we are, and especially the rules of national parks, and making sure we're following guidelines and not breaking any rules. One, to do the right thing. Yeah. Two, to make sure you guys can do the right thing without thinking that we've told you can do something different. Would never want to lead
someone
astray and think they're doing the right thing.
And they get in trouble and they're like, well, Wandering Free said. Yeah. Wandering Free's been here. Yeah. Like, we don't want to know.
That's it. I think we covered that base a bit before, but just to reiterate, like, we just really want to show you guys where you can actually take dogs and that type of thing, and not, make sure that you're respecting each different campground and each different area.
Yeah, and let us know if you'd like, if you would like us to do videos on different regions, like around Australia, of like the accessibility of a dog and all that sort of stuff, and
let us know
what it's really like having a pup.
If that's something you guys are interested in, if you want to know where dogs can go and where it's allowed and the different restrictions and things like that, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Righto, guys. So, should you take your dog to Cape York?
Yes.
No, you can't say that.
I know you can't. I know.
Everyone's circumstances are different.
Everyone's different, 100%.
Completely different. If you want a holiday where you don't have to worry about, like, you don't have a caravan, you're going in a rooftop tent, you're going to go in a tent, even if you are going to caravan, and you don't want the extra hassle. You don't want to go, can a dog go there? Can a dog not? Are we going to have enough food for the dog? Yeah. Are we going to have room for the dog to sleep? Are we going to have to worry about stray dogs? If you don't want to have to, there's an extra element to your trip. If you don't want to have to worry about that, there's kennels.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And most people have a plan, obviously, at home, who they...
Yeah, they have friends or neighbours or whatever that will look after their dogs at home, or you can put them in a kennel. And that's your option, and that's fine too.
Which, that'll be an option for us coming up in places we're going.
Absolutely. There's going to be places that we have to go yell out to family or friends, or yell out and book a kennel. Yeah. That's just going to happen.
100%.
And we're not going to deny that. Like, there's going to be places where that just has to be an option. And that's okay if that's an option for you if you go to the Cape. But also, there are only certain places that you can't go with a dog. And you just need to see if you want to take your dog. Like, if it's really something on your priority list of going, I really want to take my dog there. Yeah. Or you travel full time and you want to take your dog. And if you're okay with missing those places or trying to work out workarounds around being at those places or doing the things that you want to do.
Literally.
That's really the main thing.
Everyone's different, obviously. Like, there's no need to be like, oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Everyone's different. If we were to miss out on say halfway along the tele track, if there was a section that we couldn't do because of Mack, like, to us we would just go around. That is what it is. Like, we're not, like, I don't know, we're the kind of people that just, it is what it is. We want to have Mack, and this is part of our life. Like, so don't everyone be hating on us or nothing.
Yeah, but it was a big trip for us, and I think for us it was like, we really want to take him with us. Yeah. That was like, and there's also
you spend every day with them. They're part of your life.
There's definitely times on the tele track. Like, we did the tele track over 2 days. He was stuck in the car for the majority of those 2 days.
Literally,
He didn't have his normal day routine, of going for a big walk. Yeah.
Which we could have stayed
relaxing and that sort of stuff.
He can camp on the tele track.
Yeah,
just to
absolutely.
Reiterate. It was just because we met some awesome people and we wanted to stick with them.
Yeah, so we did it. We did it over the 2 days, which was 2 big days in the car for him. He didn't get his normal routine.
Next time we'll do it over 4 or 5.
Yeah, but no, he was fine with it. He adapted to it. When he got out of the car, he was happy. He missed out on 2 walks. It was what it was. Like,
you see the videos, he's like holding on, like he's just like,
he loved the attention. Everyone in our group would walk past the car, and his window would almost always be down. Yeah. And they would be in the window cuddling him, like, We have footage on the GoPro that we cut out of a lot of videos.
I know.
Where,
they probably don't even know.
No, I didn't even know it was recording till I watched the videos back. And people are like reaching in the window, cuddling him, and like we're not even in the car, but the GoPro's going
running,
on the dash, like looking back towards Mack. Because it was to film Ryan when he was driving, and it's literally just them coming in the window and cuddling him, and like he loved it. He loved having the attention of people because he's just such an affectionate little dude. But like, you have to take that into consideration as well. If you have a dog that is like so active and needs to have that 2 big runs a day or 1 really big run a day or whatever, if you're going to try and punch out the telly track or punch out the cape in a certain amount of days and you don't have time to walk them, it's also not really a practical thing to do to take them.
That's the thing, if you're travelling right now and you're thinking about getting a dog, I'm a big believer in like picking the right breed for what you're doing.
For your lifestyle. Like, pick a dog for your lifestyle.
Literally, someone like this dude here, man, he sleeps 80% of the day.
Have you actually seen him?
Look at it. I don't know. I hope the camera can pick that up. He'd be out of focus.
That's him like 97% of the time.
That is why we love him. And he's fun loving. You know, he's hasn't got a bad bone in his body. But another reason we also love having a pup is for security for us. Literally, like you go camping, you're in the middle of nowhere. He's gonna let you know if someone's around before, like if we're asleep. He's gonna let us know straight away. And
he's gonna
and the presence of him in general, the amount of stories you hear of people like, they walk down the street and they'll tick the houses with the dogs and they just leave them alone. Like, I don't know, it's probably a bit silly to say, come with the vans and that, but it's all a part of it. Like,
he'll put on a show, and there's been nights where he has.
Oh, for sure. And
absolutely. And then we're both like, inside, what's going on?
I'm like, Em, you're going out. No, I'm not going out now.
For him to be doing something like that, there's something happening.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something going on, something's not right.
It's 100% the breed. You got to pick the right breed for your lifestyle, and you got to be fair to them. You got to remember that too. Like, we love them to death. Everyone knows that you look after your pup and they get spoiled a million times over, like 100%. But
we picked him for van life.
Literally.
We know how much he needs to be walked a day, but we also know that most of the day he's just going to be chilled out and sleep, and he's just a lazy little fella.
He is, he's so chill.
And he's exactly that, because that is him.
Most of the time, so we are very lucky with him, but
definitely.
Very, very much so. Rightio, so what, I don't know, is there any other points you reckon we need to tick off there?
Well, would you take him again?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I would do the Cape with him again.
Oh, for sure. And like if I really had to see Chile and Usher Beach, then...
Chile Beach and Usher Point.
Usher Point, sorry. Then I would try and work something around it. But I'm not going to be like, whoa, I didn't do the Cape, I didn't go to Usher Point. Like, for me personally, that's just what I believe. Yeah, would you take him again?
Yeah, I would. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I think it was great. I think I'd do it with the van.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot more challenging for us. We've never been away in the swag with him before, and I think that was a harder element because even it was very hot. A lot of times during the day when we were going to do things.
We did the wrong time of season, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really, really hot. So any time of day you go to do something, you're bringing him into a really hot situation. He's brindle. He attracts the heat. Staffies overheat very, very quickly.
Probably should have got a tan, though.
No, but any Staffy overheats really quickly.
True, actually, yeah.
That's just them. They struggle to cool down. So, like, we would carry a water bottle with us, like a water bottle, like 1.25. And he would drink out of it, and we'd carry a bowl with us attached to his lead all the time, as well as the water bottle, and we would wet him down with that bottle as well. And he would still be hot. Like, that... Like,
that's another thing too. Like the things you got to take for him.
Yeah.
Bed, couple of toys, water bowl. Obviously, allow water for them as well as yourself.
His bag of food. We took an entire bag of food.
We took 15 kilos, and we didn't even use close to that.
Well, we didn't know. We didn't know what we were going to use. We didn't know how long we were going to be there for.
Yeah.
Our trip was cut short, so we may have used close to almost the entire bag.
I suppose we missed out on a good 2.5 weeks, really. Hey?
Yeah. But it's it comes up to the person. Personally, I'd take him again. I think it was great, but I'd do it in the van.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we could leave him when we're going to if you're going fishing in the middle of the day like we did, you don't take him because it's way too hot for us, let alone for him.
Yeah.
His heat is like so much higher than ours.
For sure,
You'd have him plugged in, like Van would be plugged into the power, aircon on, and he would just be chilling. And that'd be a choice
we'd make. We'd be like obviously you want to go as long as you can for as cheap as you can, but that's other things. That's other deciding factors for us while we travel is, we have to be, we don't have to be, but we choose to be hooked up to power because we just run the aircon for him and...
Yeah, he's cooler.
We can shoot off.
But we're also cooler.
Oh, true, 100%.
And yeah, we can go places. One, the van's secure because you're not in a free camp. You feel a lot more secure when you're in a caravan park, and you're attached to power. So the aircon can be running, and the dog's all good. The fridge is running, so it's not you're not worried about the heat in the fridge and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Rightio. Well, I think that's our take on Cape York with a dog. We would take our dog again.
For sure.
It's up to you whether you take your dog. Obviously, everyone, each to their own. We've talked you through all the questions we've had and all the points, like what we did, what you can do, your options, where you can't go with a dog, where you can. What your restrictions are and all that. Yeah,
and in the future we hope to do other videos of other places and that, and hope it sort of helps you a little bit. And like Em said earlier, we've looked ourselves and we couldn't really find too many answers, so we just thought we might make a couple of videos of some places and hope it helps you guys.
Yeah, but yeah, we hope this one helped you, and we hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. Let us know in the comments anything that you have to say. But yeah, apart from
any questions you want answered in a future video, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, let us know.
Alright guys. I forgot what I was gonna say. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one, eh? Like, subscribe, you know what you're doing. Alright, come have a look at this dog. See? We've been videoing this, and you should see this pup.
Oh, look at this.
See? Look at this dog.